I meant to send it, but how Trump is now saying that like a Democratic operative helped or killed Ashli Babbitt.
Oh, we do have that.
Do we
she's
have
an
that?
incredible. She's the woman who was climbing through the broken window of the door into the main chamber of where the congressional offices were. There was a cop who was behind the barricaded doors yelling, "Don't come in, don't come in, don't come in." You could see it with the video. It was quite explicit on what happened.
And there was a gun that was pointed out.
And there was a gun pointed at her. And
Yeah.
as she jumped through, he fired. I mean, I don't know if that was a justified firing, to be honest with you. I don't know why you don't fire up in the air once. The guy was terrified, I have no doubt. Scary situation. But it's quite clear what happened there, right? I mean, there was an assault on the Capitol. And I don't know how, like, these people are like, we're busting through these doors, but we don't mean a threat to anybody.
And they're comparing it to George Floyd, who was accused of using a counterfeit bill, was completely subdued, and then slowly murdered over 9 minutes while she was charging through broken glass.
And to be clear, she wasn't alone. Yeah, it
was a mob.
Hundreds, if not a couple of thousands of people, as opposed to Floyd. So it's not analogous. But what's interesting is they are now making her some type of martyr. And what's also interesting is that they're doing this months later when there is distance between the right-wing talking points of cops are right in all circumstances. Mm-hmm. And now there's some distance, right? And so now they can afford to do that. Here's Donald Trump both lionizing her and implying that the Dems took her out.
Well, that's right. And I want to talk about that because Ashli Babbitt, a wonderful woman, fatally shot on January 6th as she tried to climb out of a broken window.
Whoa. She wasn't trying to climb out of a broken window. She was trying to climb in through a broken window.
Which was broken by members of the mob that she was a part of. And again, it's a tragedy that she died. It's a tragedy that she was brainwashed to the point that she was doing this. That's the tragedy.
Yeah, that's the point is... Like, the people who pulled the trigger are the people who said the election was stolen, because stolen elections justify a certain amount of resistance. Now, I think those people are, like, completely misled, but they were misled by Republicans. And, like, that's who she's, if she's a martyr to anyone, she's a martyr to GOP propaganda.
Yeah, the GOP gave this cop the gun, put his finger on the trigger, and then put pressure on it. And now they're trying to hold, like, some sort of funeral for the person.
But you also know that they're lying when they have to say she's trying to climb out of a window. Climb out.
Yeah,
she wasn't climb out
lie
anywhere.
there by her too.
Yeah, the people that think they're coming to her defense and pretending that she was there on some sort of tour are just absolutely despicable.
But continue.
All right, yeah, start it over again.
Wonderful woman fatally shot on January 6th as she tried to climb out of a broken window. Her family has spoken out. Her family has been on Tucker Carlson, and they want answers as far as why this wonderful woman, young woman who went to peaceful protest, was shot. Do you have any information? There is speculation that this was a security detail in a leading member of Congress's security detail, a Democrat. What can you tell us in terms of who shot Ashli Babbitt? What do you know, Mr. President?
So I've heard that. I will tell you they know who shot Ashli Babbitt. They're protecting that person. I've heard also that it was the head of security for a certain high official, a Democrat. And we'll see, because it's going to come out. It's going to come out.
It was the same head of security
we need
that
to pull
killed
the other
Seth
video.
Rich. That killed Seth Rich.
We need to pull the other video.
Yeah.
Let's this idea that she was shot climbing out of a window. Like it is amazing how, I mean, I just presumed everybody saw this. Do you have it?
It's going to take a while.
They smashed the windows. There is intense chaos. She is trying to breach the inner area of where I would imagine maybe it was, I don't know if it was Pelosi or other high-ranking or even just Congress people. But yes, this guy was on a security detail without a doubt. That's exactly why he fired, because they were breaching through the door. It wasn't a window, incidentally. It was a glass part of a door.
What would Trump say? Trump was in the White House and this mob of thousands of people came and were breaking the glass and trying to get to him. And one of his Secret Service officers shot one of them. This is the equivalent of that. But apparently, obviously, the lawmakers aren't worthy of the same protection that he is. So you
Let's
have the
play
video,
this.
yeah.
It's just, hold on. We should also say this is a little disturbing.
Yes, warning.
And this has a warning on it right here. It's freezing.
So obviously, though, they're...
The other side, right over there, right in the left-hand corner of the thing. You can see the gun, actually, I think it is. The left-hand corner of this other window that is smashed. You can see right in front of the door here are desks and chairs that are piled up to keep this door from being opened, because there are Congress people in the other side who are running in fear from
So we shouldn't
mob.
even call it a window. It's the window of a barricaded door with
Exactly.
cops pointing guns on the other end of it.
Yeah, go ahead. And there was really close. And she had climbed through. I like I say, I think that cop should have fired into the air a couple of times while they were banging on those windows. Because I don't know if that cop thought, like, well, if there are more people who could come through, they're going to shoot them. But
do any of them have guns out there?
What's that?
Like any of the protesters have guns?
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't know.
Like, I think, every state killing is lamentable, but I look at January 6th and I'm frankly shocked at the restraint shown by the security folks. And I think that is, I agree that, like, maybe in the moment he could have fired a warning shot, but again, like, you don't know what the mindset is, and like how worried you are about like who else is in that crowd.
And
Right.
the restraint was evident from the top down by the fact that they weren't seeing it as a legitimate threat in terms of preparation. And so, of course, when they're underprepared, this is what is going to happen. And like, this is a part of the, first it was Antifa agitators, then, now it's deep state woke people who are infiltrating and provocateurs from that group. And now it's we have to get back to Trump saying it's a Democratic operative, essentially. This is a part of what they're gonna keep propagating. Charlie Kirk doxed the guy too, the cop on Fox News the other day, and I mean, I fear for this person's safety for sure.
I would imagine. Militant apathy on the IM, who I believe is a former police officer. Cops are not trained to fire in the air, bro. Of Ashli Babbitt, had Ashli Babbitt been black, this wouldn't even be an issue. She didn't comply. I mean, yeah. Right, but which is not to justify this, because I would have a problem with it, on those grounds anyways. But let's also be clear. They're functioning as security guards here, right? This isn't a question of policing. This is not, this is not like we're going out and busting some heads at this rally.
Through a neighborhood.
They're behind they're behind barricades and like, don't come after us is basically what
they're behind barricades, and everybody, like Babbitt should have heard that there was a gun there because everyone's like, hey,
gun, yes.
And again, I just think the point of emphasis is she was killed by the Republicans who lied about the election.
Yeah.
And the crowd screaming, hang Mike Pence. So, I mean, it's like it would be as if somebody was just chanting at cops, this is the murder I'm going to commit. Like, of course there's going to be some sort of response.
But this is, you know, Trump and Maria Bartiromo. That is that they're going to try and create a martyr out of her, and to some extent is probably going to be successful.
Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.